Hey YouTubers, welcome to Rolling with the Davises. Today we're coming to you from Seward, Alaska. I don't know, seems like I really have a big bucket because this is another bucket list item for me. We are going to, I think it's in Kenai Ford National Park via water. Gonna go out and see what we can see some wildlife we hope. It looks to be a beautiful morning. Don't know about the rest of the day, but it is a beautiful morning. The sun has come out. We board here in about 40 minutes. We have made it on board the ship. We are waiting for everybody to board. We were first in line because we got here super early. Dave wanted to leave a half an hour earlier than what we did, but no. 5:30 is too early.
Still daylight. Been daylight since 3:30.
Well, I don't think it ever got dark. But anyway, we're going to be taking off here as soon as we get loaded. Loaded at 7:30. Start loaded at 7:30. Supposed to leave at 8.
Yeah, beautiful here. Blue sky. Got fog halfway up the mountains or a little bit.
They said it's going to be a little choppy, so we should take Dramamine if we have any trouble with seasickness, but we think we're going to be okay. We've never had any trouble before.
We're not Dramamine people.
Underway. A lot of sailboats in the harbor. Right here I was talking about how we were leaving the small boat harbor out into the Gulf of Alaska. It was so windy you can't hear what I'm saying, but you can see how cold it was. I had on 2 sweatshirts, thermals, and also this heavy Carhartt coat.
So as you look around us, you'll notice the cliff faces are incredibly steep, right? They just kind of drop straight off into the water. Well, that drop off, that has to do with the fact that a glacier moved through here to carve this place out. And it doesn't just stop at the water's edge either. It carries on beneath the surface, and it brings us to our next defining characteristic, which is that this place is also incredibly deep. Right now, even though you and I are kind of hugging the shoreline off this starboard or right-hand side here, we are already in water that is 964 feet deep beneath us. Now, as we carry on today, we are going to find ourselves in well over 1,000 feet of water. And all of that has to do with the fact that a glacier moved through here to carve this place out.
The weather wouldn't last. Clouds are coming in, coastal Alaska. Pretty typical.
Oh, here he comes down.
Ooh, if I've got any people.
We made it to Kenai Ford.
This glacier is the boundary of the park. And it is also the largest glacier within the Kenai Fjords National Park. So it stretches over 10 miles long. And at its widest, about 3 miles wide.
Wow.
And today is, or at least right now, is one of those moments where as we pass by the very center of Bear Glacier, you're going to be able to see all the way up to where it reaches into the Harding Ice Field, makes a big left-hand turn into the mountains there. And the Harding Ice Field, that name, I kind of want you to keep that in your mind for later, because you're going to hear that name a few times today.
There he is. There it is. back of the boat.
There they are.
And then between the two.
Might be somebody's dad in this room, but it turns out
There you go.
Yep.
this glacier's going to have, but if it does, it's going to make some pretty phenomenal noises. So if you're on the outer decks, I recommend you keep the noise level to a minimum.
Everybody wants it to fall down.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the glacier calve into the bay, but we did hear it calve into the lake that's on top of it, so that was pretty cool. Of course, I didn't get it on video. So while we were at the glacier, the boat crew fished out some of the glacial ice that's floating in the area, and we got to have margarita made with that ice. Pretty cool. The Pacific Ocean is ahead of us. Open Pacific. We're in the Gulf of Alaska, now we're headed in the Pacific into the glacier. This is so exciting. GoPro's probably not showing it, but we got some pretty good swells. I'm standing out on the bow. This is fun. GoPro usually doesn't show this kind of up and down motion.
Left side here.
I had a terrible time filming these humpbacks, so here's some screen grabs so you can see what we were seeing. We had seen so much wildlife on this trip that we were late getting back to harbor, but then this pod of porpoises came in and started swimming beside us, so the captain slowed the boat down again, and we got to ride along with these porpoises beside us and in front of us. When people ask what was our favorite experience about Alaska, this one seems to jump to the top of my list. Let's talk a little bit about how we got to Seward. If you remember from our last video, we went to Whittier and we stayed in the Willowwalk campground, just a short jaunt of about 60 miles over to the Trail River campground in Moose Pass. Nice little campground, Forest Service. You'll see here that it is a little bit off of the road, but still very easy to get a big rig in there, and there are some big rig friendly spots. So we spent Thursday night there, and then on Friday morning we drove into Seward. Like you saw in the video, we got up way too early. We got there 40 minutes early, but not a big deal. Got a chance to get coffee, whatever we wanted to do. So that added about another 25 miles. Very beautiful drive into Seward from the Trail River campground. After we got off the boat, we walked around Seward for a while, saw some murals, hit some thrift shops. We went down to the Iditarod Mile Zero, where we also learned some of the history of Seward and how the railroad affected the town. We are seeing railroad history, seems like everywhere we go. Then we hit the Tidewater Tap House for a couple of local brews. They've got a pretty good selection going on there. Then off to Apollo Restaurant for some Friday night pizza and another set of local brews. We also stopped at the Seward Community Library and Museum. Lots of good history here. And of course, you got to find out more about the earthquake of 1964. The town, how they came to be. And then, of course, the railroad played a big part. The Alaska Railroad. So one of the crew on the boat today was telling me that there is some World War II history here in Seward. And she was telling me that there is doors out in the harbor that could have been opened and a light shone out into the harbor to look for submarines. Then we go on to mining. The Iditarod Historic Trail, which was actually a trail used by miners and others before it was turned to a race in the 70s. Alaska flag was designed from a school children contest. 14-year-old Benny Benson, a resident of Jesse Lee home in Seward, won the contest. And it continued on when it became a state in 1959. It's a very volatile area here. Volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. Oh, so part of it did slide into Resurrection Bay, just like in Valdez, generating a local tsunami with waves 30 feet high. About 20 minutes later, a seismically generated tsunami spanning the width of the bay struck with waves 40 feet high. Now the captain of the boat said that they thought that the islands significantly reduced the impact of the tsunamis. The campground that we stayed in is in Moose Pass, Very unique little town. Got a sign that says that Moose Pass is a peaceful little town. If you've got an axe to grind, do it here. They've got a duplicate of an old water wheel here in town. It was originally used on a sawmill, and now they have it connected to an old grindstone, and you can stop and sharpen your axe or your knife, as you see Dave doing here. Let me show you all the pieces and parts that makes this water wheel run and how it's connected to the grindstone. Just to let you know, there is going to be some highway improvements through here over the next couple years, and things are going to be changing in this town. I did see a thing saying that the grocery store / souvenir shop may have to be torn down because of the road improvements. We stupidly did not stop in there while we were in Moose Pass. You know, you get those regrets. We did stop at the Moose Drop-In Trading Post. Haven't seen anything about them being affected by the road improvements. I do know they're putting in some shoulders to make a little bit safer, but you still hate to see a family business like that lost. I hope you've enjoyed spending time with us in Seward and Moose Pass. Come along with us next video when we hit the Homer Spit and have our biggest adventure yet. And as always, let's keep rolling.